Hey everyone, welcome back. So today I am doing another what I eat in a day, and I'm working with Organifi, and I'm really excited to be working with them again because I was introduced to their products, I would say almost a year ago. And ever since then, my husband and I have absolutely just loved their green juice and their red juice. My husband uses the red juice one almost every day. We've actually gone through several containers of these. He likes to make his smoothies and add this. So these are both gently dried superfood powders, and what I like about them is you can add them to water and the taste is fine. So you add 1 scoop, you can add 1 scoop of the green or 1 scoop of the red to cold water and just mix it up, and it's like your own juice. So people who are going to get the pressed juices, it's basically the same in powder form. It has so many awesome benefits. It now naturally balances the hormones. This green one is the one that I'm going to be drinking today. Now 1 scoop of this into my cup, so this whole cup is just 1 point for me, and it just gives me so many nutrients to kind of start the day. I like to do this right before I'm about to like go for a walk, just to kind of get it in, and then when I come back I'll eat more solid foods. So, but it has no fillers or additives in it and no artificial ingredients. It's supposed to boost your immune function, support mental clarity. It also helps sort of with your digestive tract, which I have a ton of issues with my digestive tract. So it's basically an alternative to going juicing, but like I said, in powder form. The red one is a little bit more sweet than the green one. It has like a sweet, almost like juice flavor. This one I would say tastes like a mint mojito without the alcohol. Is what I would describe the taste as. Like I said, if I don't mind it with a cold glass of water, I just do ice, fill it all the way up, add the powder to it, mix it together. I think it tastes great, but also you can add it to smoothies, like I said. So that's what my husband does with the red juice. Sometimes he just adds it to the smoothie or the green one, so you can get all your nutrients in it. So since it has healthy nutrients in it, such as electrolytes in coconut water, it helps support your health. It detoxifies your body by flushing out the toxins. It has lemon, coconut water, turmeric, wheatgrass, matcha green tea, beets, mint. So there's a lot of great things in the green juice. So like I said, I love both the green and the red. It's 30 calories for 1 scoop, only 1 gram of sugar. It has some dietary fibers in it, so it just gets things going. I really like it, and that's what I'm gonna go ahead and have for my breakfast, go for my walk, and then that, like I said, this just kind of gets everything going in the morning, and then I'll come back and I'll show you what I'm gonna have a little bit later. But if you're interested in getting your own Organifi green juice or red juice, I'm going to leave the link. They do have a 15% off code, so I'm going to leave that below. The code is Mrslolalynn 15, but if you check below with the link, you can go ahead and use the code and save 15% off and try it yourself. Like I said, this has been something that my husband and I have both used for over a year and really, really loved it. So this is another new container. This is a brand new container. We've gone through multiple of those, and then we have another one of these. So it's not just, I've worked with them before, and I was really excited when they reached out to me again, because I'm like, we actually drink that every single day still. So I have about a year experience with letting you know how this actually works, and definitely is in our daily routine. Okay everyone, back again. This is my breakfast after I walked, after my green juice from Organifi. So this breakfast is 4 points total. And what I did was I used one of these Thomas bagel thins. These are 110 calories. One bagel thin is, let me look, 3 points. There's definitely less point options available if you know you want to use less points, but I really like the bagel thins. I didn't toast it. Sometimes I do, but I didn't toast it. And then I put on it one of these Jones Canadian bacon, just 1 piece of Canadian bacon, and I fried that up in a pan. You can have 3 for 1 point, and so 1 piece is 0 points. So that is 0 points. The egg, I just fried up like an egg. That is 0 points, and then there is 1 point for the piece of Velveeta cheese. So you can use whatever cheese you want. I just wanted kind of like a cheesy sandwich, so I kind of push it down. And then I have a little bit of cherry tomatoes here on the side. And so yeah, 4 points for my breakfast plus the 1 point for my green juice. So that's like basically a 5-point total breakfast. I use 23 points a day. So that's the average that I'm on, and it's just depending upon your weight, height, age, and gender is how Weight Watchers calculates points, and I use the Weight Watchers app. So that's what I have there. So, and then I put in, you can put it under different categories, but for breakfast I just added all of the things, and then I have my green juice under my snacks. I don't know why I did that, but you get points basically for tracking, and then you can add up those points and turn them in for things. So I always make sure I hit every category, because then at the end of the day you get wins is what they're called on the app. And I've already turned in some of my wins just from being like a good little tracker, and gotten a cookbook. You can get like a hat, and there's just a bunch, you can save them up and get, you know, like a bag and some other stuff. But anyways, they have a bunch of prizes on the Weight Watchers app. That's just what I go through, and I like it. So anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and eat this. This is breakfast, and I will come back for snacks. A lot of times I do a lot of the same snacks, so you might see some of the same snacks. I mean, I always have a Built Bar, so you'll probably see some of the same snacks throughout my day, but I'm gonna try and make these videos with different things that I sort of move in. So I think I'm gonna be having an arugula salad for lunch, and I make these marinated onions, marinated red onions, and they have been like a game changer for my salads. So I'm gonna show you how I make those, and then I will show you what I'm having for lunch. So I'll see you guys back then. Okay, so we are about to make the marinated onions for the salad that I'm gonna have for lunch. I use these marinated onions throughout the week on a ton of different things. A lot of times if I eat something for one day, I honestly eat it for the whole week. So if I get really into something, like when I was eating chili, I would eat chili almost every single day for that whole week, because I would meal prep it. Something like this, I've been eating arugula salads for a while now, and I've been putting these marinated onions on everything. So I can't remember the exact person that I got this from. One of my friends posted it, and she linked a girl who had this recipe. So if I can find that person, because I definitely am not the one who came up with this, I will find that person online. It was on Instagram. I will try and link her original to give her credit. So you do one small red onion, and you just cut it into like thin slices. Some are thinner than others, but cut it into thin slices. I usually use, she recommends a ceramic dish. I just keep them in this little like Pyrex dish. And you use a 1/2 or 3/4 cup of olive oil, a tablespoon of red wine vinegar, and then some oregano. And you just, like, that's the marinade. You just kind of let them sit. You have to let it sit for 3 hours, 2 to 3 hours before you use them. It's probably going to be a little bit less than that today, because I didn't make these as quickly as I wanted to for my salad. However, they're at their full potential 2 to 3 hours later. Also, you can keep them on your countertop, so you don't refrigerate them. You just keep it on your countertop for 2 to 3 days. And so I'll try and use up all these onions in 2 to 3 days. And then you can keep the marinade and use the marinade. And then also sometimes, like on my salad, like I'll pull the onions out and I'll just use a little bit of the olive oil that was like kind of dripping on them as like some of my dressing, and then I'll also show you what else I put on the salad. So anyways, I'm just going to fill the bottom of this, put the onions in, and then I'll show you what it looks like when they're marinating. That's what they look like, and once they sort of start to get softer, you can start dipping this top layer down in the dish a little bit more and like kind of getting them. You'll find, I keep them covered, so I put the lid on, so you'll find that they get really soft and marinated. Oh, they're so good, and I just really have been loving them, and they just add a little bit of extra. I like red onion. It's almost like not as strong of a red onion, and then I like the little sauce that comes on it. Like I said, it just adds something extra to my salads, and I feel like I don't have to use a ton of dressing, which I don't. The dressing that I use is basically just a little bit of this, some lemon juice, and a few more drops of red wine vinegar. And that's it. So it kind of makes like a really nice sauce for the salad. For my salad, I have some tomatoes, those marinated onions, and some arugula on it. And then I'm going to put some, oh, and I also did 1/4 of an avocado. And so the 1/4 of an avocado is 3 points. The marinated onions, I count them as 0 points, but then 1 point because they have a little bit of the olive oil on it. And then the feta cheese that I'm going to put on is going to be 3 points. I just zeroed out this scale right here, and I'm just going to take out 1 ounce. That's an easy way to like not do like to measure your stuff without getting your scale dirty. So I just zeroed it out, and I'm going to take out 1 ounce and put that on top. And then I put red wine vinegar, 1/2 of a lemon, and I already have the olive oil because it's on it from the onions. So that will be my salad. I'll show it when it's all topped and ready to eat. And then I can sort of just chop it all up and make it look a little bit less pretty. Okay, this is the finished product of the salad, and I'm gonna mess it all up and cut up everything, sort of like mix in the dressing. So I just put the lemon juice, the red wine vinaigrette, or vinegar, just plain red wine vinegar, and just whatever olive oil that was on the marinated onions. So not much, but I count it as 1 teaspoon of olive oil. So total, I think the salad is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 points. Okay, I'm coming into my fridge. This is our laundry room fridge. So my husband has some ginger beer in here for Moscow mules, but I am going to choose, I keep some of my Built Bars in the fridge. I have the chocolate ones and the coconut ones in here. I think I'm going to have a coconut one. These are 3 points. Oh, I have vanilla in here as well. These are 3 points. I've talked about them in almost every video I've done. I have one every single day. It tastes like a candy bar. Has like a nougaty center. I do have a discount code if you would like to get 10% off plus free shipping. And like I said, they're only 3 points, and they only have 110 calories. So even if you're not doing Weight Watchers, they have really good macros, like good calories, good 15 grams of protein. It's basically a protein bar that doesn't taste like a protein bar. This one tastes like an Almond Joy. So I'm going to go ahead and have this one as my snack. And since my lunch was about 7 points for that salad, I'm just going to have this, and then I'm not quite sure. I think I will have enough for what I'm going to have for dinner. I'm going to make a pizza, so I'm only really going to have one snack. Okay, I'm going to be making the pizza for tonight, and I'm going to be doing the 2-ingredient crust. This crust is only 5 points, and depending on what you add to the pizza, you can make it really low points. I think I have about 8 points left for tonight. I think the pizza that I make is about 7 points, so you use 1/2 of a cup of the gold self-rising flour. It has to be self-rising flour, and the gold medal brand is only 5 points per 1/2 of a cup. This makes like one big pizza. I would say I get full like eating the whole pizza. But yeah, so 1/2 a cup of this, and then 1/2 a cup of Greek yogurt. So it has to be non-fat, plain Greek yogurt. I just use this. A lot of people use, oh, I forget the one with the F, but so I just use the Giovanni. So mix it together in a bowl, and it creates like a dough. So 1/2 a cup, mix it in as the dough. Sometimes I put like red pepper flakes or garlic powder seasoning, so you can season it however you want, but this just makes the dough. Then I go ahead, flour the surface, roll the dough out, and then I put it on a pan with parchment paper and put it in the oven at 410 for about 7 to 10 minutes. I bake the crust first, and then I flip the crust over and I put it in for another 7 minutes, and then I top it. So I'll show you when I have it topped or what the crust looks like before I add my toppings. This is what it becomes. It mixes together. It really makes a dough. I ended up putting onion powder in and a little bit of oregano. And I'm just going to roll this out with a little bit of flour and then put it on the pan with the parchment paper. Okay, this is what the pizza looks like when I roll it all out. I'm gonna go ahead and put it in the oven for 10 minutes, and then I'm gonna flip it. Here's what I'm gonna be putting on my pizza. I have mushrooms that are 0 points. I have fat-free mozzarella. This is a 1/2 a cup measured out, and it's only 1 point. I have this marinara, and I'll show you the brands in a minute. This marinara, I know it looks sloppy. It's 1/2 a cup for 1 point. This pepperoni is 12 for 1 point, and then the onions, the marinated onions, and the jalapenos and these little banana peppers are all 0. So total my pizza is going to be 8 points tonight. And usually I don't use this much cheese, but tonight I kind of wanted a cheesy pizza. So I just used turkey pepperoni, which this particular turkey pepperoni, it's 12. So you can kind of just play around on your app. I always plug everything into my Weight Watchers app, and it sort of will tell me how many I can have for the point value. I just use fat-free mozzarella. You can get Kraft, and then I use a marinara. Just play around. It took me a while to find which pizza sauce or marinara sauce would work for low point value. If not, there's a ton of recipes for like 0 point marinara. You can make it on your own, and if you don't have an HEB, like if you don't live in Texas. So once the pizza crust is done cooking, I will assemble all this and then bake it, and then it will be ready to eat. This is what the crust looks like. I went ahead and flipped it, and I'm gonna go ahead and put it back in the oven for about 7 more minutes. This is what it looks like before I put it back in the oven and melt all the cheese, and then it will be done. I'll show you that once it's out of the oven for good. Okay, this is the final look at the pizza. I mean, it has a really nice crispy crust. You can cut this, I cut this into 8 slices. It's a pretty big size pizza. I'm trying to see if you can see the real size of it. It's a pretty big size pizza, and it's super duper filling. I can have the whole pizza for 8 points. So this is like all of my neighbors and we all hang out on our driveway with a fire pit every single Friday night, and we have pizza, and tonight we're having tacos. So it's like a big social time. So I never want to miss the social time and feel like my food's, because I'm eating a certain way, that I have to miss. So this really makes me feel like I'm not missing anything. I actually like this pizza more than other pizzas, and I'm a huge pizza person. So I'll just sprinkle a little bit of red pepper flakes on this, and I'm gonna probably eat the whole thing. So anyways, that is it for the day. I will have the totals of the points added up, and let me know if you guys end up making any of these things. And if you like these videos, don't forget to check out Organifi. If you'd like to try any of the red or green juices, you get the 15% off discount code, which I'll leave that link down below as well. And thanks so much for watching. I'll see you guys all in the next video.